And I guess like, I mean, like the sinister thing about all this is like, yeah, like there've always been like wacky people who are obsessed with things like, you know, like that Satan is in heavy metal music and shit like that. But it does seem to me like that a real driving force behind all of this is a hatred of children. And like the fact that like this is all done under the guise of preventing children from being abused. And the way they're going to go about doing that is abusing children.
Well, yeah, hating children is hating the future, right?
Yeah, because these people feel like they have no place in the future. So I think it's interesting that schools are now being made like the battleground of this culture war, because I think like every new life represents to these people a future that they won't belong to.
Right.
Or they won't be in.
I don't know. I think the most like the people who had the most like antipathy towards children publicly used to be like the most misanthropic like Reddit or forum posters, right? Like the r/child free people. Or just like before that, the people on Something Awful who coined crotch spawn. You know, people who whether they saw children or not, were not entirely optimistic about their future. I don't know how articulated these people's feelings about the future is, but I don't know. I feel like there is an awareness on some level that the America where you can get like fucking 7 pounds of food for $5 is not going to exist. That the spoils of empire are not going to be as easily won and distributed as maybe they were. But of course, like it's never like verbalized like that, or maybe they're not aware of it in that sense. I don't know if it's consciously something like, oh, there's a future without us. I think for some of the more explicitly like racialized ones, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I feel like for this type of person, like the demon hunting moms and in some cases, childless people, it's just this ambient terror. Like when a child finds out about mortality for the first time, a screaming child realizing that one day they and everyone they know will die.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like, you know, previous like, you know, witch panics in American history. And if you were like, you know, some Calvinist psycho in the 17th century living in like what wasn't even like a developed part of New England, like, you know, the witch, basically. You're eating ergot, you're fucking talking to God every day. I could easily imagine how, you know, some widow who has a cow that gives milk and yours doesn't. I could easily understand how that could like manifest into some sort of hallucinatory witch panic. But because, you know, like life was fucking dangerous and hard back then. But I think like whether it's this satanic panic shit now or like those TikToks about like, you know, oh, if someone leaves a bag by your car, they're going to kidnap you. Do you think this is just sort of like, yeah, on the one hand, we feel like the sort of threads and sort of the tied society together, and our feeling of being assured of the future is less founded than it used to be. But at the same time, overwhelmingly, life in America in the 21st century is unbelievably safe and boring. So, like, is this like you said, this sort of auto fiction in which people can create a reality for themselves that is more, I don't know, vital or terrifying, or like, you know, just sort of exciting, entertaining than the one they currently inhabit?
Yeah, and also talking themselves up to the point where they can enjoy a future of politics where all they're really voting for is who gets to be publicly punished and brutalized, who they get to vicariously enjoy the suffering of, because there's nothing else. There's no other political choices to be made. There's no ameliorating of conditions. That ship has sailed. But we still have the capacity to punish, and the more we are terrified of some self-generated enemy that's internal and is going to get us, the more relief we can feel when we watch them be destroyed by agents of the state.